I thought I should like to talk to you for just a few minutes on the duty that God has imposed on every creature. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us that God has imposed on every creature the duty to do something for itself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And any creature in this creation that is not doing for itself cannot justify its existence.
Yes, sir. That's right.
The eagle will build her nest, and she won't have the little ones laying around long.
Right. Yes, sir. That's right.
At a certain point, she'll turn the nest over.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Jeez.
You either fly or die. And if you can't fly, you ought to die.
Right.
You know, nature teaches us all kinds of lessons.
Yes, sir. Listen.
Some of us as parents want to keep our children under our wing forever. Some of us as parents feel so good that all our children are home. And some of them are 40 and more.
Think about it. True.
And we are so happy all my children are home. You need to turn your nest over and let them either fly or die, because God has imposed on every creature the duty to do something for itself.
Yes, sir.
And if you take the tiniest insect to the largest of God's creation, you don't find them borrowing. I don't ever see a bird. Could you lend me one of your worms? I just happened to run out, and my baby is hungry. Could you just loan me a worm or two? Just don't work that way. You want a worm? Go get them. They're out there. You either fly or die. Get up and do something for yourself. Isn't that a wonderful thing that the God has done? Even a leech got to do something for itself. Just find somebody to suck on. That's really something. So when you look at our little world called Earth and the many, many creatures, they all get for themselves things that don't have the ability excuse me, to think. Instinct makes them do for self. Go on down in the depth of the sea.
Yes, sir.
And see all the creatures doing for self. Go look at the planets. They're all one family. From Mercury, the nearest planet to the sun, to Pluto or Platoon, the furthest planet from the sun, they are spaced so many millions of miles from each other till they just can't borrow. Send me over a cup of rain. And the other planet will say, baby, get it for yourself.
That's right. Yes.
Every planet dependent on one sun, but dependent on itself, yet in the family of planets, but not a burden on any member in the family.
Not a burden.
Not a burden. What kind of family you got? What kind of family do I have? What kind of family are we producing? Children that look to parents. Children that borrow from one another. Kid, you got any toothpaste? I'm out. You got a hair net or hair? They say you're wrong for that, Brother Fester. But you know, when you lay on each other, you damage relationships. When you get for yourself, you demonstrate your willingness to be a participant in nature's demands, and nature will reward you for doing something for yourself. But to lean on your neighbor, be a bum and a beggar, is a disgrace to you as a thinking human being, when an amoeba will do for itself. And you can think, what is your problem?
Come on. Yes, sir. Yes.
Always going downtown.
Come on, leader. Teach.
Begging for something for uptown. Always going cross town. Begging for something for your part of town. When everything you need to operate is right there with you. You got to get up and do for self.
Yes, sir.
The American white man is more and more angry every day at a group of begging Negroes.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Running around with placards in their hand. Gimme, gimme, gimme. But refusing to do something for self. This disgraceful leadership, the begging, borrowing leadership, begging somebody else for what we could do for ourselves. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in raising us up, told us that the Creator, God in person, came to put us on the road to self. And that if we would get up and desire to do for self, He would help us.
That's right.
If we determine today that we are going to help ourselves, you have the help of God. But if you determine today that you're going to borrow and beg and lay at the foot of somebody else, then you not only don't have the help of God, but he will cause you to be destroyed because he came to put you on the road to self. So, this work of Minister Yusuf and the believers of Mosque number 13 is a step in the right direction, doing for self. A Unity Mall. I want you to check it out. Beautiful earrings and beautiful things that the artists and craftsmen have made. For what? Because they want to do for self. So when you go by and you see their shops, that's somebody that's interested in not looking for a job, but creating a job. By sufficing a need in the community. Doing for self gets you the help of God. The way the brother has set this place up, it's a great blessing to the believers. Many might have thought, oh, he's a pipe dreamer. It's not going to happen.
Teach on that.
But here it is. And you'll be moving out from here in many different directions, giving an example of not church, but an example of what church is supposed to be about. Church never was intended for people to come and sing and shout and give money and go back home and wait till next Sunday. Church was established so that people could come and feed from the Word of God, that they may go out into a world that is adverse and wicked and overcome the negative forces in the world to establish righteous principles.
Yes, yes, sir.
So I thought that I should just lay that before us, because the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, has embarked on a very ambitious program to do for self, and we know that God is with us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And therefore there's no sense in aiming low.
Yes, right.
If you just think cheap, you can't represent God. You got to aim high and step high.